fucking with it right here with who I started with. Me something like the Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, H-Ray, Central Coast, mobbing suicide, feelings, arsonists. I step in the booth and cast, I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music, I work hard at this.
That's right, live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. I appreciate me beautiful Linda Raza for tapping in one more time. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and then you got to hit the bell. And when you hit the bell, you got to hit the all. That way you're notified every single time that we go live. We just went live yesterday. I had a special guest in the studio, and we're lining up now studio interviews. I'm just getting the feedback from you guys. You guys are the ones that dig those studio interviews. So we're going to keep that vibe going. And then obviously the 3.0 studio, that's just so shout out to everyone that's tuning in right now, man. I appreciate you guys. So anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to give a little bit of a recap, man. It was a vibe yesterday. I had Ocho in the studio. Man, it was high energy. It was a vibe. It was that NorCal connection, and it's not just anyone on NorCal connection. What makes it even more better, interesting, special is that you got two individuals at least on that same mindset to level the people up and help the people, not hurt the people, not drag the people down, not drag the people through the mud, not putting cuetes in the youngster's hand, manipulating, controlling, and doing all the things that deceitful things that the streets have to do. But that was the positive yesterday. So we got a good conversation that as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to run some clips on and give it over to you guys. But I do want to talk about justice for La Taquera. Let's talk about this case. That's right, Raider Tommy. I appreciate you, carnal. I appreciate you, Raider Tommy. So let's talk about this case that came across my feed that I think it's already been a couple days. And so it's already been circulating on the internet. It looks like the incident took place in Whittier, California. And it looks like there was a family that contracted La Taquera to go ahead and cook their food and service everyone at the party. A lot of people have contracted taqueros. I don't know if I've contracted several taqueros, and I recommend really good ones in my area just because of the food and because of the service. But there was something that went wrong now. All of a sudden, here we go. And why does it have to be raza? You know what I mean? Chingado, man. Why does it have to be raza to nitpick, find an issue? Se hizo sangrona la señora. And here we have the video that's all over the internet. So now let's talk about it. She sets up, this is the taquera. I don't know exactly her name, but it's circulating all over the internet. This is the taquera in Whittier. So she sets up, does the little videos just for promos because everyone knows the power of the internet. It'll bring more people to you because everyone and their mama is on the internet. Okay. So she sets up and she's serving food. And then it comes to a point in the party where one of the ladies comes up to her. Now, mind you, this is how crazy this is just reality. La gente se puede vestir todo decente. O sea, la gente se puede vestir como si tiene modo, si tiene clase. O sea, and let me say this in English for the English speakers. Anyone can dress any old kind of way, like they're from more upscale society. Upper echelon, upscale, silver spoon. It looked like the families were dressed because it looks like there was another female right next to her when she just dropped $200 on her and told her, Toma, this is all you're getting. We'll get to that right now. She's dressed decente, o sea, she's dressed like more civilized, etc. You can't tell by the way she's dressed that she's hood, right? You can't say by the way she's dressed that she's ghetto, right? So, there's just people dress differently and come from different parts of society. So what she did shocked me. But it just goes to show you how someone's dressed, how someone looks isn't exactly who the person that's on the inside of them. So she came up there and she said, they gave you $100, right? Yes, the taquera lady responded, okay, well, I'm going to give you two more $100, and that's all we're paying you. Ora. Is that right? The lady clarified that she was talking about las aguas, but at the same time, las aguas are disappearing. Las aguas are at the bottom. So was it really the aguas the issue? Or was it her? I think she's Raza. I think she's Raza. Or is it her as Raza just trying to find a way out to pay a lower bill by doing the good old fake 42 play, which is complain about something. That way it could start some kind of negotiation, but that's not what was agreed to. $600, which is a reasonable fee for a taquero. I mean, come on now. It's a reasonable fee for a taquero. Six, and let's keep it real, gente. You know what I mean? The raza somos comelones, cabrones. Okay, somos comelones. You know, I had a taquero tell me one time they have a different number for the güeros because the güeros don't come up que say ocho, que diez. You know, they're a little bit, they nibble instead of eat. And not maybe not all güeros, but you know, I just did a güero wedding the day I was gonna go to the car show. I got called last second for a wedding in Carmel, and it's true. They nibble. They don't really go all in, all in. Anyways, I'm pulling up to the In and Out, cabrones, because I'm hungry. So I'm going to the In and Out right here in Salinas. This is my spot. They should sponsor me, cabrones. And then let me know if my audio falls off, gente. Because when I'm walking around, that's what happens. And then I don't know until you guys tell me. But anyways, the way that's right, Raider Tommy, my partner interviewed the vendor yesterday. Raider Tommy, all up in the community, helping people out, spreading the news and bringing awareness. That's right. That's right. That's a solid one. So the way they're dressed, that's what surprised me. I was like, esta gente se mira como de modo. Modo is something you can't, well, I guess you can, but modo is something my mother instilled inside of me. That's that, have, you know, having manners. That's what I guess modo means in English, I guess, if you want to put a word on it. Having manners, that is mal modo. No matter how this chick is dressed, you know, no matter how she's coming off, no, 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 no. The sangrona inside of her came out and said, you know what? We're giving you this because of this. And the truth came out that because she had some guests come after everyone had eaten, she had some guests come, and maybe she was a little bit upset because she's like, damn, I had some people come. Maybe they're important people to her. And they couldn't eat because the food ran out. Well, who's responsible for people showing up late? I'm just saying. Now I'm in and out. Hold on. I'm going to order right now, you guys. All right, you guys. Sorry, I just had to place the order real quick, gente. Give me a second. Oh, did it go? Oh, no, not yet. Órale. Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you. That's right, Raider Tommy. That's right. Anyone can get his socks. We ain't asking anyone. We don't putting people on blast on the internet, gente. We're not saying go to their doors and kick down their doors or pitchforks or nothing like that. We're just bringing awareness. That way people can act better, conduct themselves better, especially us, toward the raza, us. That's crazy. You know, the raza has to do it to us. So, anyways, you know, talking about there's the agua está mal. Next door, there's a lady that looked like her. It looked like it could have been her sister. It looked like it could have been this lady's sister. And she's talking about the aguas are mal. She's serving herself more agua. You know what I mean? All the way to the bottom. But if it was because guests are showing up late, then what happened was they didn't account for the number. Because every time you get a taquero, you got to, okay, how many people am I serving? 60, 80, 100? 200, etc., right? That was the ladies' call. That wasn't the taqueros' call. Everyone ate. I'm serving from 6 to 8. If you got people after 8 o'clock that show up, I'm not responsible. First of all, I'm not on the clock no more. I'm not selling food. I think that's what happened. And in the end, cuando quieres arreglar cuentas, she burned the lady. Ultimately, burned the lady for $300. I want to know what the raza thinks about that. In and out walk-in pues. That's right. I already placed my order, cabron. I'm already right here. That's right. Try the sesos is what I suggest. Gabachos, what can commit to a protein? Orale, orale. That's right. Don't Trip TV. That's right, my boy. That's right. I appreciate you. Anyways, so about the taquera. So what I want to know is, did she get her $300? Did she get paid everything that was due to her? Obviously, it's wrong for you to try to weasel your way out of an agreement because I didn't like this, I didn't like that. Well, don't you? I mean, taqueros are usually recommended. They come recommended, and if you're gonna try something for the first time, I suggest finding more information, going where they're serving, tasting their food, do a trial run. Shit, do they have, like when it comes to a wedding, they do their trial runs for their hair, their makeup. They switch makeup artists because they don't like how they're gonna do it. That way you know what you're gonna get. Did she not know this lady? Did she not know that she had great food or did it? That's what I'm saying. I just want justice for the lady in general. So, gracias, Raider Tommy, for bringing awareness for this in Whittier. And this lady, we don't want nothing but bad to happen to her, but we need her to settle la cuenta. That's what we need her to do. We had a family, or at least that lady, the taquera lady, that was contracted, did her service, and didn't get paid. And here's the word for that lady. Here's the word for the lady. If I were to sum up the pinchy lady in one word, sangrona. Sangrona. I didn't even know what that word was until we got married. My wife said that when she saw me, she thought I was a sangron, and I didn't even know what that was. I was like, "What is that?" It wasn't until I got married that I started hearing more Mexican like slang, like like we spoke Spanish in my household, but not like slang Spanish. I didn't know that. Anyway, sangrona means she just has a chip. She has a chip on her shoulder. She's just people that get really irritated, really fucking pinchy fast. I'm mad. I'm irritated. The people that are always complaining at the customer service desk all the time. Something's wrong. Something. You know why something's wrong with gente sagrona all the time? I'll tell you why. It's because they're wired that way. What do I mean? They look for something wrong. It's the optimist as opposed to the pessimist. Same shit. As soon as something goes wrong, here goes the irritated sangron people. And they're going to be pointing the pinchy fingers exactly at what they find wrong and etc. That's what they're going to do. That's what she did. She weaseled her she weaseled her way out of $300. And the vendor lady is just like, can I just get my money? Do you want the usual? That's right, cabron. Yeah, I do. I get Flying Dutchman's, cabrones. Anyways, we got more interviews coming on the platform because I'm looking at it and it looks like you guys like the interviews. So who do you suggest that I bring or invite to Chicano Street? You guys let me know in the comment sections and let me know who you want me to bring on. It was a great interview. I just had to change the thumbnail right now from some shots that we took right there on Chicano Street. Street vendors need risky business to manage and handle the business. That's right, cabron. Órale. That's right, cabron. Cash 707's in the casa. That's right. The lady included free fruit and chips and still got treated bad. Damn. She still got burned? It's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying, man. I feel bad for the lady. She needs her 300. She needs to get that shit straight. So I'm going to follow this story all the way through. I want this lady to get her $300. The power of the internet. This is a powerful, powerful tool. Let's put people on blast when they need to be put on blast for shit. Let's put this lady on blast. Let's find out where she's at, her name, where she works. and then maybe she'll come under the pressure to give the real reason or what she thinks is the real reason why she burned the lady for $300. I want to see her in front of a camera because what you're gonna see is the sangron energy come out, the sangrona energy come out. My Watson generation had our hands off the taqueros de letos. Those little vendors, no licks, or you got packed out. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep it real with you. Back in the '90s, we did a lot of damage to our own gente, our own raza. It didn't matter. Matter of fact, I was one of my properties that I had. One of my properties that I had a homie, and I hooked him up, and I moved him in. I just, was helping someone out, right? Next thing you know, PD comes. PD comes. One of my workers in the office told me PD came and was looking for this dude, and the reason they were looking for him is because he's knocking off ice cream men. I mean, you just got to keep it real, but we've learned, and it's 2024 and it's different. But again, in Mexico, who do you have to deal with? All Mexicans. Who are the cartels oppressing? Mexicans. Who are they? Who's on the payroll? Mexicans. So again, at the end of the day, I guess that's the truth. That's just real. Rasa Unite, Marvelous Minds. I would love to have Marvelous come on the show. We've DM'd a couple times. It's just been a scheduling thing. Now, for him to come in person is a whole lot better than the video. Obviously, I would bring him up. He has a great, interesting perspective. I think I would probably sit there and let him do the majority of the talking because I know he's very educated. And that's what I would do if Marvelous came on the podcast. But if Marvelous is listening to this podcast, the invitation is open. I just, we need to work out a time that's, convenient. I'll work around your schedule because I could always close my doors, and handle business and come to the podcast and do what I need to do. So just let me know. Just let me know. But Marvelous would be a good one. New Mexico. That's right. That's right. I haven't heard of that one, but let me know. Get Conejo, SK Mob. I'm not even knowing who that is, but let me know. Maybe just send me a DM on IG. Send me a link to who the people are, because that's how I mostly get a hold of people on IG. Justicia. Yeah, we want justicia. We want 300 bolas for La Taquera. That's what we want. What's good, everyone? That's right. The after party with Fum 209, a day oneer, is in the casa. ¿Cómo estás, cabrón? I haven't seen you online, cabrón. You been busy? Yeah, it's good to take breaks off this internet thing every once in a while. But we just had Pocho in the podcast. We just dropped some flicks that we took. Miss Chicano too just dropped them on IG. Gente, go and trip out on those flicks. There were some good flicks. I just changed the thumbnail to that, and we'll see who else comes on the podcast. It's who you guys want to see. It's not who I want to see. It's who you guys want to see. So that's why I ask you guys for feedback every single time. Don't forget to hit that pinchy like too, and hit that subscribe. I'm gonna make some clips because we went all over the place. We're talking about so many different things, from Chicanismo, Chicano, definition, the N word, raza unity. Obviously, there's a little burlote right now. There's a little chisme with another podcast that I just started following, called No Paperwork Podcast. So shout out to those gentlemen. And I think they're all gentlemen from, I think they're all from up north in Northern California. So shout out to them. They're putting a podcast together, etc. And like Pocho was saying on our podcast, just brace yourself, be ready, because they're gonna start coming after you or start talking about you, and if you don't like that, might not work out. Hold on, Rasa, give me a second. I gotta get my spreads. No, I gotta get my spreads, cabrones. All right, beautiful. There it is. I just had to go inside and get my spreads at the In-N-Out Burger in Salinas. This is my Regal Beagle spot now. But anyway, let's see what's going on. That's right. Yard recall with Buzz. That, man, they gave the most exciting. I just talked with Cholo Trucker today. We're talking about the fight for November. Cholo Trucker is going to be the main commentator and the main announcer for the fight. We already got the press conference. I haven't made the official announcement, but I'll tell it to you now since you're listening to me on live. Um, the official press conference is going to be before. So it's going to be November 16th, Saturday at 7 p.m. Yeah, November 16th, Saturday. Mark your calendars, 7 p.m. I'm already gonna. We barely talked about it. We barely locked it in this morning. I'm gonna make the pinchy the live. I'm gonna make the live already. That way you guys can already see it and hit the notifications on because we're gonna have Paradigm Media News. We're gonna have Mile High Hustle. We're gonna have I gotta get used to pinchy si se puede. I'm not gonna call you that no more. We're gonna have Alfonso Gomez, ALG. We're gonna have I like ALG. I like that. That's a good nickname. It's not like a pinchy basketball player or something. We're gonna have ALG, Mark Salinas. We're gonna have Mark Salinas. It's gonna be great. So the press conference will be live, and then you're gonna see the official face-off. It's gonna get a little bit intense. I can't wait. I can't wait. Mm. I'm. Yeah. I mean, I might start interviewing rappers. I really don't mind. Um, I was in the industry just a little bit, man. Back in the '90s, just a little bit, producing, mixing, packaging, publishing, a little bit. But it's my channel's not really the rap channel. It's just not. So I don't know. It might get there, might not. But really, what I'm interested in interviewing, or I don't even know if I want to call it interviewing. The word interview sounds like an interrogation. I don't want to sound like I'm the police and shit. I'm interviewing you. You got to give me your life story. No, I think it's just coming on Chicano Street. We're going to hit, obviously, the pertinent questions, the further rasta, anything that's trending. And obviously, you got to be popping. Mm, man, this Flying Dutchman is no joke. Mm. But anyway, the new studio, I told Chicano, Miss Chicano too, the new studio is coming out absolutely on steroids. It's clowning studios. It's clowning studios. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be 4.0, the next level. But what's good? That's right, mi amiga Maxine. That's right. Bring on Tony A. So me and Tony A, we talk every couple weeks. We talk. He's busy. Tony A has like a 2 year list, like a 2 year waiting list. Serio, he has like a 2 year waiting list for people that want to jump on his podcast. And here's what people don't know, or maybe you've noticed this about Tony A, is that he'll bring people on there to give them knowledge about the music industry. And these are people who have some kind of social media presence, but obviously you can tell that they're not the most trending, they're not mainstream, etc. But I appreciate that about Tony A because he looks out for people. And I believe he scouts, like good talent, like Suge Knight. Everyone that when Suge Knight was the pinchy scouter for everyone on death row. He put all that shit together just from being an NWA bodyguard. He's like, I could do my own thing, and he got a good eye. And look at the eye that he got. He wanted to get Dr. Dre and everyone. So Tony A got that good eye, and I believe most of the people that he brings on his podcast are gonna blow the fuck up, and they should give credit where credit is due. Tony A is you seen him talk about the cheese man and YouTube beefs and shit like that. But don't get it twisted because every time Tony A's talked about cheese man beefs on the internet, it's because it was brought to him. He didn't look for the shit. It was dropped on his lap. I'll say I name get mentioned and all this other stuff. He rather do what he does all the time is help put new artists on. Mm. That's right, my boy. Home team is in the casa. I'm right here at the In and Out, cabrón. I'm in Salas. Here's a question: Is Chicano Tube okay with Gold Toes supporting SPM? So what I heard on the internet, and maybe you correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I heard because when they asked them that, and I think it was on American Cholos podcast that they asked them that. Now I understand you want to ask them that question because you want a clip. You want something that's gonna help your channel, right? Possibly go viral. That's the name of the game, I guess, when you're trying to bring eyes on your podcast, trying to go viral, viral moments, etc. But they asked him because he had a relationship before he did the despicable, sick shit that he did that got him landed in jail that I won't forgive. Um, so what was the question? Is Chicano okay? We'll go to. So I don't know if he supports him in what he does. He's his own man. Can you say any other? If you have a business relationship like risky. You have say you fucking LLC'd your business and you have 6 drivers now. One of your drivers does some way out shit that lands him on the fucking news. And then someone says, risky, do you support your driver? You're gonna be like, wait a second. I paid that cabron to drive trucks to fucking take loads across the nation. What he was doing on that weirdo shit, that's a whole different issue. That's morals, that's principles. So I'm not gonna say Gold Toast supports him and what he did at despicable sick shit that he got 30 years for. And I still don't understand the people that when he comes out are gonna be riding for him in his corner. You see what I'm saying? Like the snitching thing. Well, the snitching thing, you snitch, the rest of your life you're gonna have to look over your shoulder. And not just that, the sad thing about snitching is when you do that, that means your name's on paperwork. Okay. When you snitch and your name's on paperwork, not only do you have to look over your shoulder the rest of your life or just join WITSEC or some kind of, move out of town or whatever, but your family too. It can come back to your family. Just depends, how deep in the game you were. Mm, if that makes sense. Mm, hmm. That's right. You have been busy living life. Yeah, that's right, cabrón. Hey, Boom 209. That's called reality, cabrón. God bless you. I hope everything is great with you, with the familia. Obviously, it's a summer. Make some memories. We do got to disconnect from YouTube. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, especially the YouTube yarda. It gets crazy. Pocho asked me yesterday what I thought about the YouTube yarda. That I think it was something good or something bad. I said I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's just entertainment. If people don't like it, then fuck it, go to another channel and drink their cup of tea. Not every channel is everyone's cup of tea. The OG Triple OG, he made the YouTube yarda around the time of the Cholo Trucker and the Runner fight when he was going after the Runner a lot, and he coined that phrase. So it's for who wants it. It's for whoever wants it. Now, the only thing is, you have some of these cabrones, YouTube yarda, YouTube yarda. They act like they're really on a yarda, but on the internet, oh come on now. How old are we? Act your age, not your shoe size. Mm. AC partner's wife. AC partner's wife on the podcast. I don't know who you're talking about, Cabron. You want me to bring Boo Boo's wife on the podcast? Is that what you said? I mean, she's not even doing podcasts with Boo Boo anymore after he slapped her up. Serio, I mean, I hate to say, I just have to be frank with it, right? He got a domestic violence, a spousal abuse in February. After that, this little show that they had for financial whatever or helping people in their finances or I don't know what I think she had her maybe has a real estate license like I do or something, but that's not happening. Now maybe someone would ask me, would you ever have AC on the podcast? I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I would. I would. Gente, all this internet bullshit, you think this shit has really deep roots? Well, it's spilling over into the streets. It's spilling over into the streets only because you let it consume you and spill over into the streets. Anyone that's gonna throw a punch over a comment, a like, a video, that's new school shit. That's not my generation. That's new school shit. It's gonna come to a point on the internet, gente. It's gonna come to a point on the internet, mark my words, where you're gonna have triple OGs, veteranos, okay, that did it all from the juveniles to the state, blasted up. It's gonna come to a point on the internet where you're gonna have triple OGs, mark my words, dancing on TikTok for views. Serio. I know it sounds ridiculous. If you would have told this to me 20 something years ago in the 90s, it would have sounded ridiculous, but it's come to that point. I think it's come to that point or it's coming to that point. I don't know. So again, the game is different. And to the youngsters, don't get in the game to find out, how ugly the game is. That's what I tell them at camp every time. That's right, my honest opinion. That's right, my boy. That's right, Cash Buzz, my boy. Freddie Lope. What happened to the boxing? Juan said it wasn't gonna happen. Well, it wasn't gonna happen because Cholo Juan, I reached out to him. We DM'd 2 or 3 times back. Okay. Now I will keep this a buck. I'm gonna keep this a buck for the internet. Cholo Juan did have some concerns with the platform because of who's fought on the platform. And I get it. I absolutely get it. I don't try to walk around this. I don't try to negate this. This is what I tell the youngsters when I'm like right now, I'm in the hood. This is what I tell the youngsters. Hey, let's take a flick. Let's take a flick. Okay, you want to take a flick? Cool. But just know, I'm have all these labels on me. I'm considered a specialist. Okay, I'm a community. I'm involved in the community leader. Okay, when there's homicides and shootings and all that shit, I'm part of the clergy for my church. So I get called for meetings. I go to the annual gang prevention conference right here at the Boys and Girls Club in Salinas that involves all the leaders in Monterey County and all 13 cities. So just know that. And because of my business dealings or my civic activity, sometimes I'm going to associate and talk to people that are not in the best standings in the gang world. So ultimately, it's up to you how much the gang world means to you. And when I explain that to the youngsters, they're like, yeah. I'm not trying to put the youngsters in that situation. So Cholo Juan, we did have that conversation, and I get it. But at the end of the day, if you're limiting your income, you're limiting your bag because you have more loyalty in the streets or your associations, then you will be struggling financially for a long, long time. That's just it. Unless you learn how to do business. Mm, my. And literally, I just beat the crowd. As soon as I ordered right here at the In and Out, all of a sudden I look back, boom, there's a line outside the door. Holy shit. I beat the crowd by like 5 minutes. Serio, gente. That's right, the after party food too. That's right. Corco door security. He got the door, cabron. He might have the door at the fight. Never know. I know a lot of people want to go to the fight. Gente, it is a private event. I mean, a private event. The ones that are automatically there are the members only is automatically invited to every single fight. There is not one. So if you're a part of the members only and you want to be in attendance for November, Paradigm Media News versus Mile High Hustle, then all you got to do is get at me. I'll give you the logistics, and we'll go from there. There's protocol. There's protocol. We're having, there's security measures in place that you're gonna have to go through in order to be in attendance. Shout out to the No Paperwork Podcast. Yeah, you know what, Cat 707. I'm gonna tell you like this, cabron. And obviously, I know, right? I was in this. I'm still here. 20 years in it. Eat, sleep, and breathe it. All the rules. I get tired of hearing politics because that's all I heard for 20 years. And then when all my family members are dying around me, and I'm still sitting in a cement box, your outlook changes on life real quick. But this is what I will say: it's not a good idea to come and start a podcast, and because now you're exposing yourself to, well, we're not going to talk about this, we're not going to talk about that, we're not going to talk about politics, we're not going to talk about this, we're not going to talk about that. You're going to get lured into it, cabron. You're going to get baited. They're going to keep baiting you because now you're just publicly, you're a public platform. So you're going to get baited into all these debates or questions or opinions and reactions. I just don't think it's a good idea because there's the group, those are individuals, who are under what I would say is omerta, which was don't say shit. So to me, it was like, why even get on the internet? You're going to be tempted to say something that can come back and bite you in the ass. I just don't know if it's a good idea. If those are your rules, I don't think it's a smart idea to be on the internet. That's just me. It could turn into a situation. And then at the end of the day, you close the podcast down. I'm not saying that will. Is there a possibility? Absolutely. See it. Because everyone is under someone. Mm. No spread on the brocha, cabrón. I got napkins. Let me know. I'll pull up. Okay. Well, Buzz got also the lifelong invitation. Any fighter that's participated in content creator series of fighting has the lifelong invitation if they want to be in attendance for that one. Gnarly about the top of the morning. That's right, my boy. That's right. LA Times is in the casa. That's right. Here's another Chicano right here. Man, I appreciate you. LA Times, I would love to have LA Times also on the podcast as well. I think that would be a great one. Going to Mikey. I'm right here, man. I'm actually I'm in literal headquarters, cabrón. I'm at In-N-Out Burger in Salas right here. It's crazy how they put an In-N-Out Burger right in the hood, cabrón. Mm, we'll take it. Well, it's because we have an exit. That's why. We have a highway. If you didn't know, the reason they call In-N-Out is because they strategically located the places right off the highways where you can be in and out. Matter of fact, right here is where I met up with Beanloke. The last time Beanloke came, I want to say it was like 2 months ago. He came over to Monterey for the weekend, which the 831 is gorgeous, gente. Salinas, of course, it's the trenches. Okay, Salinas is the trenches, but we're 20 minutes from the ocean. A lot of the 831 is so fucking gorgeous, man. Scenic. I met up with Beanloke at one of these hotels right next to them now. I'm looking at the hotel right now. We took a break, and he headed out. So shout out to Beanloke, my boy. Beanloke is gonna be a hit in Chicano Street, that's for sure. We got to get that one in. Mm, yeah, that is different. That is different. That's right, Carlos Blanco. I appreciate you, cabrón. Gracias for hitting that. Like, you know what? Let's go ahead and start wrapping this up, gente. Because I'm gonna go visit moms at the cemetery real quick. La Taquera. I want justice for that Taquera. We need to put the pressure on that sangrona lady who dressed que tenía modo, but she's the opposite of modo. She's sangrona. And it just I got that energy from that pinchy lady, man. You're trying to complain so you can weasel your way out of paying the whole bill. A lot of people do that. That's ghetto shit, gente. You got to pay everyone their value. Everyone has a family to provide for. Everyone has bills to pay. You ain't the only one with bills. So she got shorted $300. That's $300 that she had to eat. And guess what? If the internet applies the right amount of pressure, excuse me, the right amount of pressure, we'll find this lady. She'll make it right. She'll pay the taquera. Maybe we'll even see an apology video with the sangrona lady that has no class and no modo, even though she dresses like she does. The sangrona lady, maybe we'll see a video with the sangrona lady shaking the hand of the taquera lady, giving her her three dizzles, her three racks, her three C notes, and then squashing it, and it's done. I don't know. That's right, saying Cal Cabron. That's right. I appreciate you guys, man. All you guys supporting, man. Little lunchtime live. I'm about to go visit moms real quick. Mikey, can my son Peter get a birthday shout out? He turned 20 today. Absolutely want to give a huge shout out to little Foom. Peter, is he the one that came to the fight? Is he the one that came to the EBK fight, cabron? Shout out to him. Remember when we went to Mountain Mike's, which is right next to the gym? I reserved a little back area just private for us, and we took a break. But shout out to Peter. Happy birthday. Blessings your way. You got a good dad, man. Your dad, Peter, has a good heart. There's a lot of people that don't have good hearts. Okay. Your father has a good heart. The bad thing about that is a lot of people take advantage of people that are kind, nice, have good hearts. But you know what? God sees it. That's more importantly. A normal person with dissociative person. Otto seems like he's still trying to be in the mix with them. I get that too. I get that. Now it's a huge, it's a problematic situation. He comes back to be seen with him, to do videos with him. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem, man. Um, there was clickbait the other day that said SPM is out, SPM is out. Someone on stage with the white jumpsuit. Cálmase, gente. It was pinche gente. Why do people do clickbait like that? You know what I mean? But it's a problem to stand next to this man knowing he did that to a 9-year-old child and then a 13-year-old child got pregnant. That's a problem, a big problem. Checking in, man, on fire. That's right, my boy, checking in right here. I appreciate you, cabron. Checking in on Chicano Street. That's right, cabron. That's right. Senkaus, he's laughing. Appreciate the invite. Yeah, cabron, the invitation. You need to Kyle. I need to go with you. You're the one taking out the jet skis and the boats every weekend. Get at me, cabron. Let me know. I always gotta have a right hand person with me. You know what I mean? I'm not too mechanically with my hands. You know, the wifey says I could barely put a nail in the wall, and that's not without smashing my peachy thumb with the hammer. I always gotta have, so when we take like an RV vacation, I gotta go with the cabron that knows his shit. You know, the RV or camping. I gotta know what the pinch. I gotta go with the Paul Bunyan kind of Mexicano that knows his shit. You know. Trip out on this movie on Netflix called Jungle. That's a good one. It's called Jungle. The guys had to survive on a trip to find an indigenous village in South America, and shit goes wrong. 19 days, they're out there in the wilderness, gacho status. Gacho. All right, let me dump this out there. I'm going to jump in the rampla. Gacho. Oh, in and out is fire. I can see some of the people when they drive by and they look at me. I think some of them, they follow the channel. They know I'm live. I don't know why they don't want to wave and shit. I'm gone. That's right, Senka. What's up, Mikey? Just tapping in from downtown LA. That's right, cabron. Hey, how's it? How's the weather over there? Está haciendo calor, cabron, right? Man, it is what it is, man. Beautiful weather though. I gotta take a truck down to SoCal or to Indio and pick up some palm trees that are in off the 86. They got great prices on them. It's gonna be a trip just to pick up palm trees and una troquita. I don't know when, but right now it's too much of a heat wave. I can't fuck with it. It's a little bit too hot. That's some sick ass shit. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: there's people that are still backing him up, or there's conspiracy theories. He was set up. You know, it's always easy. It's always easy, even when you have evidence and facts and paperwork and everything. It's always easy to say it was a setup. Now the new thing, instead of saying it was a setup, the new thing is it's AI. So like the DM messages that came out with like Lefty and this other guy, okay, that I don't know that he's a transformer or he's not, or I don't know. All these DMs, they're using the quickest excuse for a DM not to be real. Well, it's AI. It's AI. See, now AI is becoming the new excuse. Oh, those aren't real DMs. It's AI. God, monster, man. Live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. I appreciate you, Cal. You can teach me how to edit video. You said how to edit video. I've been editing videos since 2013. Way. I've had the Adobe subscription, Creative Cloud subscription every single year.
Me and Norby's were talking about photography because he's into photography, and Pocho also, he's a photographer as well. So shout out to Pocho. Shout out to Pocho One Podcast. Subscribe over to the podcast. As soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and upload some clips. We talked about a lot. We talked about the No Paperwork podcast. We talked about food communities, foundation, Raza saying the N word, Kings of Rap, beef, etc. We broke it down. I think the main message in our podcast yesterday, me and Pocho One, was really directed toward leveling the people up. When it comes to the streets are their own monster and their own entity. And just like in YouTube, people are trying to mix it up, and that's what I'm saying. You know what? You got to keep that shit separate. You got to keep the street on the street. Don't put that into your business life. Don't bring that into your family life, or it's going to go south. It really is going to go south. That's right, 805 Plumbing. That's right, my boy. Está haciendo un chingo de calor. Mikey, stay safe. That's right. Maybe you'll see Cholo Juan on the podcast. Maybe you'll see Cholo Juan on the podcast. I don't know. Saludos, Chicano too. That's right, all you gentlemen. That's right, Galactic Go. I appreciate you, cabron. So, anyways, let's wrap this one up. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna visit Mom real quick. La Justicia for La Taquera. Absolutely. Let's wait for this thing to unravel. Let's find her. Let's get her to pay the $300. And then maybe she'll even make a video breaking it down and apologizing on why she was so just so sangrona and had bad energy, you guys. You guys, I'm wrapping this one up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the moms, talk to moms for a little bit, and then get back on the grind. Live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Do me a favor though, go back and check out the podcast from yesterday. Let me know your thoughts on the new studio, how it's coming out, and who would you like to see on Chicano Street? Comment below. I'm out, you guys. Gracias for everyone that's tuning in right now. I'll let you guys go. Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memory.